Good morning and welcome to Well on Safety. Today we're going to talk about the safe use of angle grinders. Okay, so how can angle grinding risks be minimised, you might ask? Well, we should be providing operators with the training and instruction in the safe work procedures for angle grinders. That's the first thing. We should consider whether an angle grinder is the best tool for the job, or would another tool be more appropriate? In the case of angle grinders, size does not matter. Bigger is not always better. So do not use a larger, heavier, or more powerful angle grinder that's necessary. It might be easier to control a much lighter tool. When using an angle grinder, ensure the correct grinding disc is used for the type of task being performed. Never use discs that have not been designed for the type of task you're undertaking. Goes without saying. As with everything, guards must not be removed. If it comes with a guard, keep the guard on. Try to use the grinder that has a dead man switch or an automatic cut off. So they tend to be safer. So they're designed where, if the finger pressure's released, it'll kill the device. When purchasing a grinder, choose a grinder that has adjustable handles, and that can be moved to suit both left and right-handed operators. So next, before we use the angle grinder, we've got to do a couple of checks, right? So we should be checking the guard and the handles are secure. The correct flange and locking nuts are in place for the type of disc being used. Otherwise, what can happen is the disc can shatter at high speed, and nobody wants, a flying disc through the air that has the potential to get embedded in somebody's face. We need to be checking there are no defects or damage to the disc. Again, if it's damaged or defected or deformed, do not use it. Disc which has been dropped may have developed sort of hairline cracks. You're not going to be able to see them, but it's a big risk, so it shouldn't be used. When we're using the angle grinder, we should be using two hands. One hand should grip the handle or the dead man switch if provided, while the other one supports the weight of the tool. Allow the angle grinder to run up to speed first. So let it get to speed and then apply it to the job. Hold the grinder against the workpiece with the minimum pressure. Shouldn't be having to dig in the angle grinder, because if we do that, what can happen is it can kick back, and it will kick back against the operator, and then potentially we're going to see injuries. Never bump the grinder onto an object or let the disc hit any other object whilst grinding. Keep the grinding disc at a 15 to 30 degree angle to the object, and ensure the workpiece is held. Must be held firmly either as part of a larger item or use a bench vise. Where possible, keep the work at waist height during grinding. Adopt a comfortable stance with feet apart so you feel well balanced, and ensure you've got a clear view of the job. Never use a grinder between your legs. I mean, come on, people. If you're a man and you're doing that, there's high potential you're going to lose your nuts, and nobody wants that. That will lead to divorce and unhappy, late years life. So please do not ever use a grinder between your legs. I shouldn't have to say that, but it does happen. Stop at regular intervals for a short break to rest your hands and arms. Never put the grinder down, until the disc stops spinning. If it catches a table, it's going to wang the grinder off of the workstation. Remove the plug from the power before changing discs. Another thing we shouldn't really have to say, but isolate it, right? Remove it from its power source. That way, if you accidentally hit the trigger, it's not going to embed itself into you. When you're using it, never cut the wheel off for grinding. Never use a cut-off wheel for grinding or a grinding disc for cutting. Use the right piece of kit for the job. Disconnect the power, place the grinder on the bench with the disc facing upwards when you're not using it. Use appropriate PPE, okay? What should we be using PPE wise, you may well ask? Well, as a minimum, okay, ear muffs, safety boots, steel toe caps, overalls, or other fitted clothing, well-fitted gloves that allow a good grip of the tool would be the sort of minimum. If we are, using safety glasses and stuff, we should be using a face shield over the top of those as well. I've seen many an accident. Okay, these aren't safety glasses, but say these were safety glasses. You've got them on the face. Okay, what I have seen is ejected materials go in between the sort of safety glasses and embed into the eye. So it's important, if you are using safety glasses, let's use full face mask as well. Some other conditions then, we should be doing one-on-one supervision for people training in the use of angle grinders or who are unfamiliar with their use. A good thing to do would be use welding curtains. Okay, that's going to stop ejected materials hitting folks walking past. Okay, it'll protect people from sparks as well. Just remember, angle grinding would constitute hot work. If you're grinding outside of an authorised hot work area, there might be a requirement for a permit to work. Ensure all workers maintain a safe distance from any person in the process of grinding, and ensure all angle grinders are regularly checked for electrical safety, pat testing, that kind of stuff. And we're repairing defects and we're getting them repaired by a licensed electrician. Okay, I hope you found this video useful. If you have, please like and subscribe. Also, if you do need any EHS advice, please check out my website, www.unsafe.com. But until next time, folks, remember, stay safe by choice and not by chance. Bye for now.